everybody. We've got one or two challenges here. It's beginning to drizzle, but no matter, we continue. David, young David, before he became king, such a lovely young guy, his heart towards God. Everything he does well with excellence, because he loves God and he wants to honor God in everything that he does. You remember that great moment, and who doesn't remember the great moment when David's father Jesse tells him to take food out to his brothers because they're part of the armies of Israel that are fighting the Philistines. David goes out to the front line, or maybe not yet to the front line. He arrives at the army camp to give all the stuff to his brothers, and they're quite dismissive of him. And then David hears this booming voice out over the valley, and it's Goliath taunting the armies of Israel. Come and fight me, he says. Send somebody. People in the armies of Israel have nobody. They say, well, none of us are going to take this guy down. And David, you remember, says, listen, please allow me to go and take him on. They think he's ridiculous, do the military commanders, about David. But he says, no, you've got to understand. I'm a shepherd boy. I know how to take on the insuperable odds. I've taken on lions and bears when they've snatched my sheep, and I've managed to retrieve my sheep. I'm not scared of this man. God will help me. Saul wants to give David his armor plating. David can't function with all that heavy armory on him. He says, no, I've got a sling, I've got 5 smooth stones, and I have an unshakable faith and trust in God. You remember what happens next? David goes out into the valley. It's called the Valley of Elah. The Valley of Elah is where it all happened. The Valley of the Terebinth, which can also mean Oak Valley. How's that? Every time you drive into Cape Town, before you hit Peregrine on the left, on the right you've got Oak Valley. Imagine David taking on Goliath in Oak Valley, the Valley of Elah. Goliath is offended. What kind of man am I, that you Israelites should send this puny weakling to fight against me? And David says, listen, Goliath, I'm not afraid of you. You come to me with a spear and a sword. I come to you in the name of the Lord, the God of Israel. Little guy against this huge giant, and a trust in God and the ability to use whatever skills God has given to me. What are you facing today, friends? What huge things loom up before you? Just use the skill and the talent that God has given you. Trust in Him. Really, let me say that again. Trust in Him. Do not shrink away. Face up to that challenge and say, in the name of Christ, I can do all things. God bless you.